When most people think about America, they imagine towering skyscrapers, advanced technology, Hollywood, and immense global influence. Yet the real story of America is much deeper than what appears on television screens or social media feeds. It is a story of exploration, struggle, ambition, innovation, and transformation. Behind the modern United States lies a fascinating journey spanning thousands of years. It is a history filled with triumphs and tragedies, moments of greatness and periods of hardship, all of which helped shape one of the most powerful nations in human history. Long before the United States existed, the land was home to millions of indigenous people. Hundreds of tribes and nations lived across North America, each with its own language, culture, traditions, and systems of governance. These communities built thriving societies, cultivated crops, traded across vast regions, and developed sophisticated knowledge of nature. For thousands of years, they maintained deep spiritual and cultural connections to the land. Their civilizations flourished long before European explorers ever set foot on the continent. Everything began to change during the late 15th century, when European nations started searching for new trade routes and opportunities. Explorers crossed the Atlantic Ocean seeking wealth, resources, and territory. As more Europeans arrived, they established settlements along the eastern coast of North America. What started as a handful of colonies gradually expanded into a growing network of communities. These settlements brought new technologies and economic systems, but they also introduced conflicts, diseases, and dramatic changes that forever altered the lives of indigenous peoples. One of the earliest successful English settlements was Jamestown, founded in Virginia in 1607. Life there was extremely difficult. Settlers faced disease, food shortages, harsh weather, and uncertainty about their future. Many did not survive the first years. Despite these challenges, the colony endured and eventually became profitable through agriculture, particularly tobacco cultivation. Jamestown's survival encouraged further colonization and helped establish England's presence in North America, laying the groundwork for future expansion. As colonial settlements expanded, tensions with indigenous nations increased. Competition over land and resources often led to conflict. At the same time, diseases brought from Europe devastated native populations who had little immunity to unfamiliar illnesses. Entire communities were affected. Over time, the balance of power shifted dramatically as European settlements grew larger and stronger. These changes transformed the continent and created new political, economic, and social realities that would influence generations to come. Another major chapter in America's early history involved the transatlantic slave trade. Millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homes and transported across the Atlantic Ocean. Many arrived in the American colonies, where they were forced to work under brutal conditions. Their labor became a vital part of the colonial economy, supporting agriculture and commerce. The suffering endured by enslaved people remains one of the darkest chapters in American history, and its consequences would continue shaping society for centuries. By the middle of the 18th century, the 13 British colonies had developed a stronger sense of identity. Colonists increasingly questioned British policies, especially taxes imposed without local representation. Many believed they deserved a greater voice in decisions affecting their lives. Public protests, boycotts, and political debates became more common. What began as disagreements over taxation gradually evolved into a broader movement focused on rights, liberty, and self-government. In 1776, a historic event changed the course of history. Representatives from the colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, announcing their separation from Britain. The document expressed revolutionary ideas about freedom, equality, and government by consent of the people. These principles would inspire democratic movements around the world. However, independence was not guaranteed. The colonies still had to fight a difficult war against one of the most powerful empires on Earth. The American Revolutionary War tested the determination of the colonists. Despite facing enormous challenges, they continued fighting for independence. Important victories and support from foreign allies helped strengthen their position. After years of conflict, Britain recognized American independence. The newly formed United States now faced the challenge of creating a stable government while uniting diverse regions with different interests and priorities. Following independence, American leaders worked to establish a system of government that balanced power and protected individual freedoms. The United States Constitution became the foundation of this effort. It created separate branches of government designed to prevent any single group from becoming too powerful. The Constitution also provided mechanisms for future change and adaptation. More than 2 centuries later, it remains one of the most influential governing documents ever written. As the young nation expanded westward, opportunities and challenges grew together. Vast territories offered land, resources, and possibilities for economic development. Settlers moved into new regions, seeking prosperity and independence. However, expansion also led to increased conflicts with indigenous nations who already lived on those lands. The desire for territory played a major role in shaping national policy and became a defining feature of 19th century American history. Throughout this period, the issue of slavery continued dividing the country. Northern and southern states often disagreed about its future. Political compromises temporarily delayed confrontation, but tensions continued rising. Debates over economics, state authority, and human rights dominated public life. As the nation expanded, questions about whether new territories would allow slavery became increasingly controversial, pushing the country closer to a major crisis. That crisis finally erupted in 1861 with the beginning of the American Civil War. It became one of the bloodiest conflicts in American history. Families and communities found themselves divided. The war centered on several issues, but slavery stood at its heart. After 4 years of devastating battles, the Union emerged victorious. The nation remained united, and slavery was officially abolished, fundamentally changing the country's future. The years following the Civil War were known as Reconstruction. During this period, leaders attempted to rebuild the nation and integrate millions of formerly enslaved people into society. African Americans pursued education, political participation, and economic opportunity. Progress was made, but significant resistance remained. Many of the challenges created during this era continued influencing American society long after Reconstruction officially ended. As the 19th century progressed, America experienced rapid industrial growth. Factories, railroads, and new technologies transformed daily life. Cities expanded rapidly as people moved from rural areas and immigrants arrived from abroad. Entrepreneurs built massive businesses that generated unprecedented wealth. Yet industrialization also created difficult working conditions for many laborers. The era brought remarkable progress while highlighting deep social and economic inequalities. Immigration became one of the defining features of American society. Millions of people arrived from Europe, Asia, and other parts of the world seeking opportunity and freedom. They brought diverse cultures, languages, and traditions that enriched the nation. Although many immigrants faced discrimination and hardship, their contributions played a crucial role in building the economy and shaping the cultural identity of the United States. By the early 20th century, America was emerging as a major global power. Its growing economy, industrial capacity, and military strength increased its influence around the world. Participation in international affairs expanded significantly, especially during major global conflicts. The country's role on the world stage continued growing, transforming it from a relatively young nation into one of the most influential forces in international politics. The 1920s brought economic prosperity and cultural transformation. New technologies, automobiles, and entertainment industries changed everyday life. However, this period of optimism ended abruptly with the stock market crash of 1929. The Great Depression followed, creating widespread unemployment and financial hardship. Millions of Americans struggled to survive as businesses failed and economic activity collapsed. It was one of the most challenging periods in the nation's history. Recovery from the Great Depression was still underway when another global crisis emerged. After the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, the United States entered World War II. American industries mobilized on an unprecedented scale, producing vast quantities of equipment and supplies. Millions served in the military. Following Allied victory, the United States emerged as one of the world's dominant superpowers, possessing enormous economic and military strength. The decades after World War II were marked by intense competition between the United States and the Soviet Union. This period, known as the Cold War, influenced politics, science, technology, and international relations. One of the most famous aspects of this rivalry was the space race. In 1969, American astronauts landed on the moon, achieving a milestone that captured the imagination of people around the globe and demonstrated extraordinary technological capability. At home, the civil rights movement challenged racial segregation and discrimination. Activists organized demonstrations, marches, and campaigns demanding equal rights and justice. Their efforts helped secure important legal reforms and expanded opportunities for millions of Americans. Although significant challenges remained, the movement transformed society and left a lasting impact on the nation's understanding of equality and citizenship. During the late 20th century, technological innovation accelerated dramatically. Personal computers, the internet, and digital communication revolutionized daily life. American companies became leaders in developing technologies that connected people around the world. These innovations reshaped business, education, entertainment, and communication. The digital age further strengthened America's influence and demonstrated its ability to adapt to rapidly changing circumstances. American culture also spread far beyond its borders. Hollywood films, television programs, music, sports, and fashion reached audiences across nearly every continent. This cultural influence became an important form of soft power. While admired by many, it also sparked debates about globalization and cultural identity. Regardless of differing opinions, American entertainment and media played a significant role in shaping global popular culture. The beginning of the 21st century introduced new challenges. Terrorism, economic uncertainty, political polarization, and climate concerns tested the nation's resilience. Events such as the September 11 attacks profoundly affected American society and foreign policy. At the same time, advances in science, medicine, and technology continued creating new opportunities. The country faced complex questions about security, prosperity, and its future role in a rapidly changing world. Today, the United States remains one of the most influential countries on Earth. Its history is not simply a story of success or failure, but a complex journey shaped by countless individuals, cultures, ideas, and events. The untold story of America includes extraordinary achievements, difficult struggles, inspiring victories, and important lessons. Understanding this story helps reveal how the nation evolved over centuries and why it continues to capture the attention and imagination of people around the globe. And perhaps that is what makes America truly unique. It is a nation constantly reinventing itself, shaped by people from different backgrounds who arrived with dreams, ambitions, and hopes for a better future. Its history remains unfinished, with each generation adding new chapters to a story that continues to evolve. The America of today was built by countless voices from the past, and the America of tomorrow will be shaped by the decisions made today. That is the untold story of America.